And we're live.
We are.
All right. I have Bearing with me. This is On the Spike. I'm Brad the Impaler.
On the spike. I get it. On the spike. Brad the Impaler.
Yep.
I like it.
So
I was
that's
wondering what that meant before, and I didn't put the two together.
Yeah. Just to play on words. I like it. So I saw your recent video where you got that copyright. It was revoked, right? The claim.
The DMCA takedown from fucking Ted.
Yeah. So just to give a brief overview, if people don't know what's going on.
Yeah, sure. So so I made a video about it was responding to a TED talk about 3 weeks ago, responding to this hideously obese woman that was basically we should all accept fat people and feelings and all that sort of shit. And I think it was only 3 or 4 hours after I uploaded it, I got a DMCA takedown notice, which is the full-on copyright strike that, take your video down, copyright strike, all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
And I sort of looked at it and reassessed my video, and like I'm fairly familiar with how US copyright law works. Particularly the fair use provisions. You've sort of got to be doing what we do.
Yeah.
And so I filed a counter notice immediately, sort of thinking that, well, if you put yourself in their shoes, what are their choices? I mean, if I file a counterclaim, it is then up to them to either do nothing and the counterclaim will be successful in I think it's 14 days, or you can take legal action and provide proof to YouTube that there's a legal action happening,
right?
And then they'll keep that sort of dispute open. But if as I said, if you put yourself in their shoes, you sort of think, well, this is TED Talks, for fuck's sake. Their catch cry is fucking ideas worth spreading.
Exactly.
As I said in my video, you go to their website and they're talking about fucking starting conversations and freedom of thought and rah 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 rah. You're going to look like complete cunts if you guys are going to sue a little independent operator from Australia for picking on one of your videos. It's a bad look. So I sort of thought, well, I don't think they're going to do that because that's not a really smart thing to do for their brand. So I may as well have a crack at fighting it. So I did, and I was right. So I won it. They let it lapse.
Well, there you go. That sounds to me like you got that done. I have with my channel, they did because I used the Trollolo song in my video.
Which song is that?
The Trollolo song. Trollolo.
Oh, is that from South Park?
No, that's it's a meme. It's I don't know how to explain it. But
I've probably heard it. I've got a shit memory.
Yeah, but I just used a little bit of the song, and they filed a claim against me and demonetized it. So I'm in a kind of battle with that too.
So they've claimed the monetization on your video. Is that right? So the video's still up.
Yeah,
but they're taking the revenue.
Yeah. Right now, I think it's in some kind of escrow until the my counterclaim goes either denied or approved. Yeah.
How long has it been in dispute for, out of interest?
Gosh, probably about a week now. Maybe a little bit longer.
I just won one of them with Lacey Green, Lacey Green's company, but it was good. Her company usually content IDs any video with Lacey Green in it that you put out, but it's one of those. It's one of those throw a heap of mud and a bit of it will stick type things. Because whenever I've disputed Lacey Green, they've given in. But I was particularly happy with this one because this video got, I think it's only 2 or 3 days old. It's had fucking over 300,000 views. So there's a bit of money.
Yeah, definitely. So Lacey Green's company does this thing to you often?
Oh, every video without doubt. Yeah.
Holy shit. And
yeah, so she's got. Go on.
You just keep filing these. Hey, this is fair use. Hey, this is fair use.
Yeah, as long as you, I mean, as you know, when you dispute these things, you've got to fill out a box that basically says why are you
Yeah.
disputing this. I think as long as you can sound somewhat intelligent, I think when you fill that out, so you waffle on about the fucking, about US copyright law and get the fucking sections. I forget what they are, and just quote them. And as such, it is. It constitutes fair use. Just use big words like that, and they shoot themselves.
So with the Trololo song, yeah, I just said basically it's a lower quality than you can get buying it. I only used a section of it, and I enhanced it by adding my own commentary, and I used it for criticism. I just laid out all the bare facts.
Yeah, I think you'll go all right on that one. I mean, the fundamental thing with fair use, and it is the main thing, is in my experience, is whatever you've created cannot harm the original market. So
right,
if your video was preventing their video or their songs from getting views or clicks or whatever, then
making money,
you'd be in a bit of trouble. But if you've only used a little section of it and it's transformative and all that, it's not going to harm their market, so you should be safe.
Yeah. So this is a thing that just keeps cropping up, is where people are getting demonetized or DMCA strikes, videos are being taken down, people are losing money, and it's kind of like a suppression of ideas. Would you agree with that?
Yes and no. I mean, it's a suppression of ideas if they're taking the video down, but I mean, demonetization, it's not allowing you to make money on something. I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily impinging on someone's freedom of expression, but it's certainly a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that I was having a chat with someone about that before. Have you seen many people get a lot of videos demonetized? I mean, what's been your experience with that?
Well, I know from my experience, I get almost every video demonetized when it comes up.
Really?
And I have to fight it. So
holy shit, that's news. That's new to me. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just a constant thing. So I have one that's sitting there in demonetization. My first video that I ever released got demonetized, and I tried to fight against that, and they demonetized. So it was the one about rape culture. That was my first ever video, and
did it say rape? Did it say rape in the title? Or whatever?
It said G.rape, grape. Yeah,
good old grape.
So that one got demonetized, and then my rape culture part 2 got demonetized as well. I fought it. They remonetized the rape culture part 2, but they will not remonetize the first one.
Really?
Yeah, it's insane. So I don't know.
We don't mind the sequel, but the original can get fucked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, do you don't have an experience like that where a lot of your stuff gets demonetized or suppressed?
Not at all. No, not at all. I've never, when the whole demonetization scare sort of came up, I was half expecting one of those emails you get where it's we've demonetized 100 of your videos, but I never got one. And I was just saying to this fella before, when you get, I think it's over 100,000 subscribers, you get you actually get a YouTube account manager that you can just email and talk to, and he sort shit out and all that. And shortly after this big scare type thing, I think it was shortly after the YouTube Heroes shit came out.
Oh God, yeah.
I was speaking to him. I sent him an email and just said, look, I'll be honest with you. This is scaring the shit out of me. Like, this is my livelihood. I'm seriously thinking about, putting a lot more effort into other websites, because it looks like this is a sinking ship, mate, for me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And what he came back with was really, really reassuring. He sort of said, look, there's honestly been no change to any terms of service or anything like apart from the ones we saw last year, that big main change.
Yeah.
But he said there's nothing different from 6 months ago. We've changed how people are notified about these things, which yeah, it could be an argument against, but I don't know. In my experience, man, he's saying rest assured, you're not going to wake up one day and see that half your videos are demonetized. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know whether it's whether that's entirely true, or whether I don't know whether there's some background preferential treatment for someone with over X amount of sub. I don't know, but
Right.
all I know is what I've experienced.
Well, I mean, so what I've experienced with the demonetization, at least, is they'll demonetize a video and they don't even send me an email. I have to actually look at my my video manager and see that green symbol is now black and broken, and it looks it's sadness.
Yeah, it would. And so they're not even notifying you. So this new notification system that they're talking about isn't even working properly by the sound of it.
No, I don't get any emails from it. And then when I actually do send something to them, they send an email back saying, okay, this is why it was demonetized, because it wasn't as advertiser friendly. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pass it up to my supervisor. It's the same thing all the time. They pass it up to the supervisor. You hear nothing. They say, just look out to see if it gets remonetized. You can't communicate with anyone.
And then you just never hear back from them.
And then, yeah, you hear nothing.
Shit. That's not good.
And that's not good business practice. I mean, to me, that's something that consumers should kind of stand against, is that kind of treatment.
Well, yeah, it's not good. I mean, it doesn't matter how many views you get or how many subscribers you get. I mean, I'm sure you put the same amount of effort and passion into your videos that I do. It's
yeah. Well, I definitely put a lot of passion into it. So this is something.
Sorry, that's some dumb American. Yes, I am. I'm eating an icy pole. I'm sorry. I've almost finished it. It's fucking hot here today.
Yeah, that's fine. So I guess another question that I had was, this isn't something that you've experienced. I've noticed that Computing Forever, Dave Cullen, keeps mentioning over and over that things are happening. She's dropping subscribers. Have you noticed that you're dropping subscribers?
No, I haven't. I've seen a few YouTubers talking about that, but no, I've actually been on a really good run in the last week or two.
That's
sort
crazy.
of getting anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 subs a day. It's been great.
Well, congratulations.
Cheers.
But yeah, some people are saying that that's happening.
Yeah, and I've got no doubt that it is. But it's I think Andy Warski was talking about being affected as well in terms of views.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't seen anything. I was looking at I've got that that's what's it called, the app thing that you have on your fucking tablet, Creator Studio. That gives you all the stats and all that. Hang on, I'll just open them up. But it was looking good. What's it saying? So, yeah, the last 48 hours, 570,000 plays.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm actually on a real spike for subs. So yesterday I got 3,300 subscribers.
Damn, nice.
So yeah, it's not affected, but a few days before I was down as I got.
Right. So you're not seeing that drop.
Not at all. No, not at all.
So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think is going on here? Is it just business? Are they actually targeting people, or what's going on?
Who knows? It's really fucking. It's really. I don't think it's making any. There's no making sense of YouTube, from my experience. Like, it's just. I was talking to Andy Warski the other day when he was sort of stressing out about the glitches he's facing, but I sort of said, look, give it a week, and if it's still shafting you, then get really worried about it. But I've seen a lot of these things where you'll sort of get a bit doomy and gloomy because something's not working, but then it tends to just fix itself. But I don't know. It's really hard to explain YouTube.
Right. And I haven't heard much back from, I mean, these people made videos, other than Dave, who keeps saying over and over again that this stuff's happening to him. I haven't seen any other creators keep pressing on about this. So
Dave doesn't mind a bit of tinfoil hat, though. Let's be honest.
that's okay. Yeah, I'll give you that. He jumps a little extreme.
I love the bloke, but fucking hell.
Yeah, he can jump a little extreme sometimes.
Yeah, he could have been Mulder on X-Files, couldn't he?
Yeah. The truth's out there. We'll find it.
Yeah. On minds.com.
On minds.com, yeah. Is it a paid gig? Is that what it is?
I don't think I've asked him before. I've asked him sort of, half tongue in cheek and half seriously before, but I don't think he is. I don't think he is on the books at Minds. I think he is just, to his credit, I think he is really just passionate about free speech, which good on the bloke.
And and about getting the message out there. Whatever it is you have to say, nobody should be silenced. Exactly. It doesn't matter who you are.
Mm.
But the DMCA copyright, was that something that has that ever happened to you before? Was this the first time ever?
Oh no, it's happened before. I mean, I think it's part and parcel with being the type of channel that I am. You do piss people off. You do say things that are going to annoy people, and so people try to fight you however they can. And so you never take it personally. You just it's just part of business. But as long as you create content with the laws and the provisions in mind, and be confident that you know that you're okay in terms of what you need to be doing, then you're confident in having to fight it, sort of thing. But no, it's happened a few times. But I think I've only ever had one strike that I didn't really bother pursuing. That was in the early days when I didn't know much about it. But there's only been one strike that I've sort of seen out to the end. The rest I've managed to get removed.
Okay. So here's one question I've really, really, really wanted to ask you.
Sure.
Why the name Bearing?
You'd have to ask Sugar Tits. She started calling me Bearing ages ago.
Oh, so it's actually a nickname that you have.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was a nickname long before the YouTube channel.
I'm supposed to be doing a stream with Sugar Tits. We had been talking like a month ago about doing a stream together. And I guess I just haven't bugged her enough. She told me to bug her.
Yeah, she reckons I'm bad, but she's got this constant trail of shit she's got to do. Like, I don't know. She must agree to too much shit, but like, it seems like every day she's working on something, it's for a collab with someone or something like that. I'm saying, fucking just learn to say no a bit more, for fuck's sake.
Right. When give yourself some time.
Yeah. Fucking earn some ad revenue, bitch.
Right. Did you have an aha moment that made you wanting to start making these videos?
Not really. No, not really. I mean, I was watching channels, I suppose, that I'd call similar to what I do, for probably only a year before I started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just over a period of time, I thought that'd be quite fun to try, and so I did, and it worked. There's no great story to it.
It's strange. That is almost exactly how I started with the videos. I was just watching people, and I was like, but they're missing some points that I would like to get at.
Yeah. You sort of sitting there, you go, yeah, look, I agree, but fucking hell,
right. There's an itch there that you didn't scratch for me.
Yeah, exactly. No, I had that itch too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what made me do it. Is fuck, I gotta fucking get it out there.
Who were you sort of watching when you said that?
So when I had first started, it was you, but right up until then, it was Undoomed and Shoe on Head that I was really watching, and Sargon of Akkad when I was cooking or something, so I could just let that play for 45 minutes and listen. I really enjoy his content because I don't want to just skip to the end or whatever. I want to hear everything he has to say because he's got some smart things to say,
And that accent is just, it's sweet. It's velvety and sweet. You got
That's why I try not to listen to it to bed, because I always fall asleep because that voice.
Yeah.
It gets you.
It does.
Man. So yeah, it's that itch, and you just got to say it. You just got to do it. But yeah, it was you that I was watching. I was like, wow, he fits kind of more my personality. I didn't know you could just be, just be fucking blunt. I see so many people kind of going around, the issue a little bit, and I want to always just poke at the heart and just be like, fucking stop beating around the bush and say what you want to say.
No point fucking around.
Exactly. So that's why I started my thing, and I was like, well, if a cartoon bear can work, then my little South Park Brad can work.
Yeah, absolutely. So how long have you been doing it now?
This is I'm coming into my second month, so it's only been a little bit over a month.
Yep.
But I've experienced some good growth for the content that I put out and the stuff that I've done. I'm happy. I like to. I like just making the videos. That's what really matters,
Yeah, no, I think you make a lot of sense. I've been subscribed to you for a while.
Yeah.
You got Roaming Millennial on your channel. That should get you a few thousand fucking subs, surely.
Yeah, well, I did. Yeah, she came on. She had some very interesting things to say.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that yet. What did you talk to her about?
We talked a lot about the election and how what her take on it was and what her take on illegal immigration is. We kind of got really personal on that. She was, it's like a hard question for her to answer, but we did it. And we talked about her meeting with Jordan Peterson as well.
Yeah, that was cool, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that interview.
That was awesome to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big psychology buff. So yeah. So to be able to hear the things that he had to say, I was just like, yeah, this is amazing.
Have you watched that? Have you watched the debate forum thing that he did on Saturday morning?
No, I didn't see it.
I'm halfway through it, but it looks interesting because it's literally the day after that 16C bill passed, and so the University of Toronto have allowed this open forum, or sort of debate, in semi-formal debate type thing, that they got fucking two of the like the dean of the legal department and this high flying fucking professor of the legal department and someone else who's this massive feminist. So they've got like 3 or 4 of these like full on experts, and just against Jordan Peterson, against one. It's just fucking so unfairly weighted. It's not funny, but he from what I've seen so far, he seems to hold his own. He's I've watched him speak, and I've watched most of the second chick speak, who's the dean of law.
Jordan Peterson just doesn't give a shit. You say things to him that are meant to insult him or are meant to be over the top. Like that one guy, I don't know who he was, but I think he was from the university, said he abuses our students.
Oh, that smarmy little bald cunt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He says,
he's so annoying.
He says, wait, what did you call that? Abuse. You abuse our students. And he goes, oh, right, whatever. It's like he didn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's right. Did you see the other one where he was being interviewed alongside that it was like a trans man, so an ex-woman who's now a man, or now non-binary or some shit.
Oh god.
But Professor Pete was its name, and it was just such a cunt. This thing was a cunt. It was just, it made my blood boil. But you're right. Peterson does just take everything in his stride, doesn't he? It's a cool way to be.
Yeah. I mean, and so he kind of embodies the idea behind free speech. The discussion of ideas without getting all offended and causing drama.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, he quite rightly says, it's the fundamental, glue that holds a society together. Because if you can't say what you're thinking, then you can't be told you're wrong. You can't be, you can't confirm things. It's going to lead to a breakdown of communication, and all of a sudden we don't have a society anymore.
It leaves you stuck. I mean, the same thing. North Korea did that. They limit free speech. They do, and look where they're stuck back in the 40s.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's you gotta make sure that free speech is flowing, because it's that's how we progress as a society.
Yeah, spot on. Didn't he? He did it really well though, didn't he? Like for a bloke that sort of, I mean, he did a couple of videos that pissed a lot
Yeah.
of people off. That probably shouldn't have. But you know, when he got the backlash, you know, whether it was him directly doing it or just due to his personality and others sort of sharing things about him, he caught on fire, didn't he? Like
Oh yeah.
that many people did videos about him. He's world famous now.
Well, you could tell he was ready to fight because he went right out and he did a protest. He spoke about free speech, and he literally stood on a pedestal. He was ready to fight.
Yeah. and the way he was sort of screaming that speech was
theatrical,
was cool, wasn't it?
Theatrical.
And he partially had to because those fucking faggots were playing like white noise and shit through a big PA.
Shame.
Yeah, that's fucked. That is. I really don't get how those people can get up in the morning and say we're going to do this today and that is the right thing to do. It's
well,
insane.
yeah. I usually come from the perspective where, okay, and everybody's personal story, they're the good guy. But how do these people get up and say, yes, today I'm the good guy? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it must be, a real concern, overly concerned about, trans people and all that. But, you keep hearing him say, trans people are fucking in danger of being killed and abused. I don't see it. I don't know that it's true. I mean, sure, they're in danger as much as anyone else is, but
I mean, I hate to compare trans people to clowns, but there's a lot of people who are triggered by clowns. Clowns get beat the fuck up, so it's it's the same thing. People are going to be bigots if they're going to be bigots. It's just going to happen.
Yeah, and you can't outlaw bigotry, surely.
No, you can't, because that starts outlawing thought, and that
because you're not really outlawing it, are you? You can only outlaw the expression of bigotry.
Right.
You're never going to get rid of bigotry. People are going to hate people. Simple as that.
Yep, and you're going to make people more bigoted because they're going to be like, well, it's because of them that I can't say the things that I want to say, and therefore Trump.
Yeah. It all leads back to Trump. Fuck him. Fuck that
guy. That's why I got elected. People were fucking sick of it.
Are you American or Canadian?
I'm an American.
Yeah. So that would have been interesting to watch firsthand.
Well, see, I'm in Texas, but I'm in Austin, so I'm in the blueberry and the tomato soup. And
because Austin's really liberal, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and they have this slogan, "Keep Austin weird." South Austin is like SJW paradise, is basically what it is down there. Everybody's walking around with blue hair, piercings.
That's so weird, but surrounding it is just a heap of cowboys with guns and shit.
Yeah. All the rest of the state's like, fuck all that.
So how come you don't have one of those really sort of drawling Texan accents?
I just recently got here to Austin. I used to live up in Michigan, so.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'm more likely to sound Canadian than I am to sound Texan.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why I asked you. You do. I couldn't tell at all. I can't tell the difference between an American accent and a Canadian accent, especially really? Andy Warski. Andy Warski to me sounds like he's fucking living on the beach in California, surfing every morning.
Who's about?
Andy Warski.
No, I'm saying the accent. Who's about?
Oh, right. I thought you were saying who?
No. Who's about?
Yeah. See, I don't hear him do that. Do you hear Andy?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't do that. And to me, he sounds more like he's from like New York, to be honest.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I can understand, because I wouldn't know anything from a South Australian accent to a North Australian accent.
Well, there isn't much difference in Australia.
Okay.
There's only really, really subtle differences, and it's more. I don't think it's really the accent. It's more just words that people say. Like, Queenslanders will I suppose are like the Texans, I suppose, of Australia. Like they tend to have a more drawling, "G'day mate, how you going?" type thing. But and they'll say "A" all the time. Yeah, how you going, eh? That sort of shit. But people have said that I sound like I'm from Queensland. I've probably got a very drawling accent for Melbourne, where I'm from. So
yeah, it's the whole regional thing. I get caught up because I'm in the North United States. We say pop when we're talking about soda. So down
Pop.
here, pop. So down here, I'll say things like, "I'm gonna go get a pop," and my roommate or anybody I'm with that's from Texas goes, "What is a pop?"
So what do they say? Soda.
They say soda. Yeah.
Yeah. We say lemonade.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
For all pop? I mean, all soda?
Well, I mean, like, or if we're getting a Coke, we'd get a Coke. But I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd say, like, if I walked up to a bar, I'd say, "Oh, just a raspberry lemonade, please."
Huh. I went to Kentucky, and they were like, "What kind of Coke you want?" And I'm like, "What?
What?
What do you mean? What kind of Coke I want?"
So do they use Coke as a word for carbonated?
For all soda. Yeah, all soda drinks.
Hell.
Yeah.
That's really
What
weird.
kind of Coke? I'm like, what?
See, and that's one of those. That's one of those fucking one of those marketing success stories, isn't it? Like if you can get your brand name to become the what people refer to as the thing, like Xerox. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Xerox and Band-Aid, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
that's you've done something right.
Yep. Even if you're getting a generic bandage, you're getting a Band-Aid.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I heard that Google was upset that people were using their name as the name of their search engine as a household name, things that they
Why?
do. I don't. It was like something about separating the brand from just everyday use, like they wanted it to be different or something like that. So they were getting upset.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, surely you'd be happy about that, like.
Right.
I wonder if like anyone anywhere ever goes like, "I'm just going to go to Yahoo and Google it."
Oh, I bet you it happens all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't use any other search engine other than Google. And no, I'm not paid by Google. But I fucking hate Bing. I fucking hate Yahoo.
Yeah, they're not as good. But I use Bing every now and again by accident because it seems to be my homepage. It just keeps resetting it to my homepage for some reason. But yeah, Google is much better.
Yeah. I really enjoy the you get more results with the Google, and the things that you want to see are right there up at the top. So I'm good with that.
Remember the old one? Remember some of the old ones? They're really weird to hear now. Like Alta. Do you remember Alta Vista?
Yes, I do.
Alta Vista, and there was fucking. I used to use Dogpile, I think. Dogpile for what?
Dogpile. Yep.
Yeah.
How about browsers? The Netscape browser.
Yeah.
The AOL browser. Ask Jeeves, someone said in the chat. Yeah.
Ask Jeeves. Fucking hell.
That used to be the shit.
Isn't it weird to think back to like before there was YouTube and shit though? Like it seems that it's just been here forever now, but it's only been.
Remember before YouTube?
Fucking no, I don't want to.
Oh yeah, so yeah, Dogpile. There were so many things that I used to visit that just don't exist anymore. But they've got that website. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, I have heard of that. Yeah, I have heard of that.
You go there, you just put in like a thing you want to see from back in the day. You can see it.
I bet you a lot of people have landed in a lot of shit for that because of that.
Yeah,
like stuff that they didn't want to exist anymore.
Right? Yeah, I bet you. And like, no, everything always exists on the internet. You can't get rid of it. The moment you put it up there, it's done.
Exactly right.
So you do music?
I do, yeah. I've always been a musician since I was a kid.
The outro song, I really like that. I just want to say.
Yeah, it is, man. It's funny. A lot of people, especially Americans, get those words fucking so wrong. Like I get so many people ask me, like, are you saying like roll me bigger dice, or are you saying like fucking
give me better days?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
Okay.
spot on. Yeah, but I've had that many variations of that put to me, and some fucking weird ones. I should be writing them all down.
That's got to be awful.
Yeah, I know it's quite funny. You have a laugh.
Yeah. And
I had a guy email me yesterday, right, saying in one of my songs, a song called "All the Better" on my last album, he emailed me saying, and it was quite innocent, but I had to have a laugh at it. He emailed me saying, "I just wanted to point out a mistake in your song."
wow.
And it was this line where I said, the line was for the next tenant to use.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, no, that should have been tenet, as in lose the N, because that means that means value or ethics type thing. But yeah. But and I explained to him, I said, no, that's I get what you're saying. That's not what I meant at all. This is what I meant, and this was the symbolism behind it, and this is what I meant. And he emailed me back saying, oh yeah, no, that's fair enough, I understand. But it's quite funny. It's something as subjective as a song. Like, you fucked that up. No, I didn't.
No, I didn't. Yeah, no, I really enjoy your music. I suggest everybody check it out.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It's when I heard it at the end of the video, I was like, huh, is that him? That sounds like him singing. Huh,
yeah, a lot of people, a lot of people do that.
Yeah, but I'm not the guy who comments immediately, so I did my research and I was like, oh, cool, he's got music out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you hear the one that we recorded, that Sugar Tits and I recorded? It was probably about a month ago with that autistic chick, the piano girl.
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's incredible. You could have a listen to it. Sugar Tits is the lead singer on it, but it's a cover song by it was written by Donovan, the old sort of folk singer. And Sugar Tits sings it, and she's always been a really shy singer. She's an amazing singer, but she's always been really shy. And so this was the first time I've really been able to get her to do something confidently. But yeah, the piano girl is amazing. She's this autistic chick, but she's just got this incredible gift. She's like the Rain Man of music. Apparently she can. Yeah, that's right. Skag 3 uses the song as his outro in his podcast.
Oh, okay.
But this chick can listen to a song, like listen to a song, and then literally sit down on the piano and play it back to you.
Oh,
no, doesn't need to work it out or anything. It's incredible.
That's impressive. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm not very musically talented. No, I'm just a thinker and a yeller.
Fair enough. There's merit in that. Well, that's effectively what I'm doing with my music. I'm just yelling out on it, but thrashing a guitar as well.
Well, see, it's the guitar thing that I couldn't do. No, I mean, I'm an actor too, but this is what I'm doing right now, just basically yelling. And
what sort of things have you acted in? Have you done like plays or what sort of things?
Yeah, I've done plays. I did a lot of things when I was in my church acting group, back when I was a teenager, and just I really like being on the stage. I really like acting.
Yeah. My cousin's an actor. He went to that school acting school in New York that fucking apparently Robert De Niro and a few really famous people went to. It was fascinating hearing about that.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you what the name of it is. He had some cool stories.
Yeah. No, and I just acting is something I really enjoyed ever since I was a kid. So I do that. Don't really make any money at it.
What sort of acting what's your favorite? Do you do comedy stuff or drama?
I like comedy, but drama I'm really good at. But what I'm really good at is physical stunts. So like I'll throw myself. Yeah, I'll throw myself off a stage to do a death scene.
Shit.
Yeah, I'll do all kinds of crazy stuff like that. So,
can you make yourself cry?
That is not something I'm very good at. I mean, I have to really, really, and people have to say really mean things to me to get me to cry while we're acting. But then I can finally get it.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I think I'd just laugh if that was me. I'd be pissing myself laugh.
Yeah, no, that's not something you got to get into character a little bit. So if you're not in character, you're gonna find everything about this funny because you're basically playing pretend in front of a camera or in front of an audience. No, I don't juggle. Do you juggle, Bearing?
I can do 2 balls. I'm up to 2 balls.
I can't even do that.
I'd love to master 3 one day, maybe even 4, but I think 5's a bit out of the question.
Yeah. Have you seen Olga K?
Who?
Olga K. You got to look her up. She's a YouTuber. A lot back in the day, she used to juggle a lot of things. She can juggle iPads, and she had like the cameras on while she was juggling the iPads. So that was pretty interesting to see. She's been in commercials and stuff. She's pretty cool.
Can she do chainsaws? It's always good when you see someone juggle a chainsaw. It's always a good spot.
I have not seen Olga K juggle. I'm gonna tweet her. Olga K, you need to juggle chainsaws.
Yeah, especially if fucking get her to fucking douse the chainsaw in petrol first and do 3 chainsaws on fire.
But she is an SJW. She'll say that's a threat.
Fucker, ask anyone what's on.
Oh man. Yeah, so when you started making videos, were you thinking I'm just going to do anti-SJW stuff, or did you wanna move into something else?
No, I never really had anything. It was never really set. I just made a channel, and it so happened that the first couple of videos were taking the piss out of this feminist, and it sort of just grew from there. But it was always just a whatever I'm interested in type thing. I still don't consider myself a channel that just goes after SJWs. I'll talk about literally anything that takes my interest.
So where can we find your music? Sock Puppet asks.
If you go to bearing.bandcamp.com, you can get my music there. There's a couple of albums there, as well as I've got a bit cheeky about 6 months ago, and I made an album of like ringtones and message tones and voicemail greetings. And like there's some absolute shit. It's just me saying fucking leave a message, you cunt, that sort of shit like that. But
so wait, people get sharing voicemail messages?
Yeah, and ringtones and all that. So I'll just say, you got a fucking message, cockhead, that sort of thing.
Can we get a fuck cars ringtone?
That's a good idea.
Fuck cars! I'd love it.
Hey, you just reminded me. Have you seen the There's a few videos getting about. I don't know where it is, but there's this bloke who's obsessed with actually fucking cars. No shit. There's
like up the
this
tail
guy who. Yeah, he sticks his dick in the exhaust pipe, and he'll be fucking kneeling on the ground, sort of humping away at this car. And there's like one where he gets caught, and he finds out he's been caught. He just gets up.
Talk about dick burn.
Yeah, no shit. Like fucking hell, that's.
Does he?
So I thought
a ton of lube? Like is he a commercial for KY?
I don't know. I'd love to interview him. I really would, but I'd ask him that.
Oh my fuck, man.
Yeah, it's really weird, but I'm gonna have to do a video about it and play on the whole fuck cars thing, because this guy actually fucks cars.
That's fucking you. You have to. You have to.
I know.
Oh jeez. That's crazy.
It is.
So yeah, that's the thing though. It's like, people get so mad in these videos, and you're just like, fuck it. Like,
yeah,
you just want to pull at them, because you're like, I don't share your passion with that. You're just like, oh, and I'm like, fuck you.
And what do you mean? You don't share my? Or are you talking about the person in the video?
The person in the video.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how.
Yeah.
It's amazing how fucking offended people can get at having a different opinion these days, and I think it's that it's that in particular. I think that's the underlying attraction behind all these anti-SJW, anti-feminism videos, because normal people don't get that butthurt when you think differently to them.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's like a friction. It's a bit of a sideshow, isn't it? You know, it's just
it's like poking with a stick.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so when I started my channel, I was just kind of like, I'm just gonna fucking do videos about stuff that I want to talk about. And right now I'm pissed off at SJWs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's basically what I'm doing. I'm transitioning to different things, and so that's going to be exciting. I can't wait. There's some interesting things coming out. I started on the Spike last week, and I already got you and Roaming Millennial and Republican Gaming.
Roaming Millennial is a fucking plus. I don't know about me, but she's a plus.
Roaming Millennial is amazing. I would love to have her on again. She's just a joy to talk to. I like to pick her brain a lot. So
yeah, she's really smart, isn't she? She's incredibly smart.
Yeah. She is. For a girl, no.
yeah. Let's be honest. That's what we meant.
For a girl, she mansplained the shit out of me. No.
Yeah, we're only joking about Running Millennial. Yes. Don't get all shit.
Yes. we kid. So sitting there in Australia watching our elections over here in America, what was that from your perspective? Was it fucking insane or a clown fest? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, so some of the people, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it seems really sad the way that this last election has sort of divided, or what looks like divided your country. Like, I've never seen something polarize, Americans so much, to the point where, people seem to hate each other for again opinions, for who you're voting for.
Yeah,
that shouldn't be the case. Like, I think Obama said it in his exit speech. You're Americans first, and you're fucking Republicans or Democrats second.
Mm-hmm. Well. Excuse me. I think one of the biggest things, and I go over this in one of my, I'm going to go over this in one of my future videos, diving in. I looked at what the media has been saying this entire election cycle to the liberals who watch that mainstream media, because it's very obvious from the election, right, that the people who voted for Trump were not watching the mainstream media, or if they were, they didn't give a shit what the mainstream media had to say.
And they weren't making themselves known, were they?
No, they weren't.
There was obviously a lot of Trump voters that didn't openly call themselves that, and you can't blame them, because I mean,
people are getting hurt because they're being Trump voters. Tires are being slashed, signs are being stolen, people are being beat up in alleys, people are being ganged up on.
Yeah, how was that video that poor old bloke getting beaten up, then his car stolen? That made me sick. Yeah. That was disgusting.
You voted Trump, yeah. Now the thing is, though, is so the liberal media has been telling those liberals, oh, this guy is awful. He's literally Hitler. You better be scared if he ever takes office. He's a misogynist. He's a racist, and he's a white supremacist because the KKK endorsed him. And if you hear that enough, I dabble in psychology a little bit. I'm kind of a psychology buff, and if I know for a fact that if you repeat something over and over and over, people are going to start to believe it.
Well, has it? I mean, it seems to have worked with liberals, but I mean,
definitely. Well, they're the only ones watching the mainstream media, like I said.
Yeah, good point. But they never seem to back it up with much, do they? I mean, there's always these claims, but there's hardly ever anything to back it up.
No, they say, well, he's a misogynist because he said that Megyn Kelly was bleeding out of her, whatever. No, he said one negative thing to one woman. That doesn't mean he hates all women.
Exactly
like,
right.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah. And just because you grab someone by the pussy, that doesn't make you a sexual assaulter. Yeah, exactly. They last time I checked, if someone lets you grab them by the pussy, and that can be pre or post consent. Right, if you just grab someone by the pussy and you haven't asked consent, that's really risky. You're playing a dangerous fucking game, because that in all likelihood will be fucking sexual assault.
Right.
But that's up to the chick. If the chick decides that she likes it, then it's not, and that's just up to her. And that's what she decided. So fuck off.
Right. Right. If she didn't go get off of me, then she didn't let him. So obviously, she was cool with it.
I've been thinking about making because I've been hearing Christy Winters say,
Oh God, I hate her.
Yeah, you talk about him as a sexual assault and all that. And remember a few months ago they were all making fucking videos about me saying, Bering doesn't understand consent. I'm thinking about making a Christy Winters doesn't understand consent video.
Yeah. Well, that is why my first ever content creator that I had as a guest was Tim.
Tim Blake.
Yeah. I did a stream with him, and we talked about his ideas for consent. It was a lot more civil because in that format, I wanted to actually just have a real debate because I'm a fan of debates as well as wrecking SJWs. So
he's an extraordinary person, Tim, isn't he?
He is.
I don't quite get Tim. I think I do every now and again, but then he does something to surprise me.
There's something to admire about him.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And to respect, but then there's this other side where you're like, I have no respect for that.
yeah, spot on.
So the two sides are in completely different worlds here in America. That's really what's going on, and it really has been like a shattering of the temple kind of thing where it's broken up into two sides, and the one side is not happy that the other won by a slim margin.
Yeah, and then of course there's all the electoral college bullshit. But I watched a really good Skag 3 video about that before, and he made a good point. He said, I always forget American politics terminology, but your House of Representatives or whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. Apparently you use the exact same system as you've got the exact same state representation in this House of Representatives or whatever that is used in the Electoral College. And he said it's funny no one ever complains about that.
Yeah.
But when it's the Electoral College and your candidate lost, it's this big philosophical problem that we've got to tackle. No, it's not. It's just you're salty because your fucking candidate lost.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for different reasons, I believe that the Electoral College should be looked at. A popular vote would be a more accurate gauge, especially if more people voted and felt that their vote mattered. So if the Electoral College wasn't in place, people would feel their vote mattered.
I still don't understand the Electoral College. I don't. I mean, as far as I understand, states are given a certain amount of electoral college votes depending on their population, right? So it's proportional to population. So what's the difference if there's a popular vote or electoral college? I mean, aren't those electors representing what the state wants?
In a way,
you know what I mean? Like, how can the numbers be that different? I don't understand how they can be so different if electors are proportionate to state size. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is an accurate gauge of the more important states, the more populated states. But the thing is like the smaller states kind of get left behind. Like their opinion doesn't matter as much as the most populated state.
Yeah, but that's the way it should be because there's less people in those states. See, Ranting Monkey in the chat says now popular vote is just mob rule. Yeah, that's true. But isn't surely the Electoral College is too? What's the difference? Because those electors represent the people in their state, so it's just a small sample of a greater population. So I don't understand how simply reducing the number of voters in the Electoral College makes it somehow not mob rule.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a very complicated thing that I haven't really put really looked into. But what I do know is that we now have the technology to be able to count a popular vote. So what is special about the Electoral College that we need when we can just count votes digitally?
Yeah. Just in the chat, Yusuf saying Electoral College isn't an exact ratio from state to state, though. Well, right. Why not? Why not? Why wouldn't it be an exact ratio? And how is that just? You know what I mean?
Well,
this is stuff I don't understand.
Well, I mean, there's different districts in the state, and all the districts are broken up, and sometimes it just it's not an accurate representation of what the people in the less populated areas want. And so it's the way the districts are drawn. The way the politicians come into office, they can draw and say, okay, I want this portion to be my district. And that's a portion of mostly Democratic, just barely mostly Democratic, voters. And so they'll vote just a little bit less than the Republicans, and they win that whole district. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So just on
Sock Puppet saying no to me. Let's see what he has to say.
Sinatra in the chat saying that the EC is kind of a check and balance. So California and New York don't make all the decisions for everyone.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand California's got 56 votes or something.
55 maybe
compared to Montana's 3 or 4. So how is that creating a check or balance? I mean, it's just a smaller sampling of the state size. I mean, you can still dominate the smaller states. I mean, I don't understand how that is a safety measure.
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely their vote as a state matters more. But all the other votes for the other side get thrown away. And it's the numbers are not an accurate representation. Like Montana has a shit ton of people in it.
No, Montana's got fuck all people in it.
I mean,
that's what's
not meant. California has a shit ton of people in it.
Yeah.
And they've only got 55 votes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why it's a check and balance. But the thing is that if California has a bunch of fucking Republicans voting, it's not an accurate representation of that population. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to find a documentary or something about it. I still don't.
I want to get more well versed in it because I don't really know what I'm. I know a little bit about it, but
I understand the idea, but I don't understand how the numbers work. I mean,
exactly, yeah.
And if they aren't representative ratios, then how is that fair? I mean, how is that?
Yeah.
Why should someone from a smaller state effectively have more of a say as to who the president is than someone in New York? And if
that's definitely right. Yeah.
If you decide that you want more of a say, can you just can you get a PO box in the fucking little state and vote there? You know, it's these things that I don't understand. You know, but it'd be interesting to find out.
Now the thing is, though, all these liberals are saying that if the popular vote decided the election, we would have won. Well, that's not entirely true because the campaigns would have been entirely different.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they wouldn't be ignoring states that they think are theirs. They would be just putting it in.
And there was a lot of that, wasn't there? There was a lot that Clinton particularly ignored because she thought she was safe, wasn't there?
Definitely. Yeah. She's, that's mine. I'm going to stop spending money here. I'm going to stop spending money there. And those were states she lost.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how you could ever consider a state a safe state. I mean, these are people with opinions. You know, if they get shitty enough, they're going to fucking swing.
Well, but see, here's the thing. Now, in the past, maybe not so much this one. Well, even so much this one. The Democrats and the Republicans, they vote right down the party line. Most of the time.
What does that mean?
That means that a Democrat will always vote for a Democrat and a Republican will always vote for a Republican. No matter what the office is.
As in the population, or are you talking about the electors?
No, I'm talking about the population. If they're registered a Republican, then they're going to vote Republican. If they're registered a Democrat, they're going to vote Democrat.
Yeah. So,
I mean, that's not always the case, obviously, but the majority of them will vote right down the party line. And so so there are states that are generally always blue and generally always red because they always contain a general portion of more of this party than the other.
But that changed this election, though, didn't it?
It kind of did, yeah. In a way, more people came out to vote, I think was the big one. especially Trump supporters, because the media was doomsaying, just being like, oh, it's it's over for Trump. Hillary's going to win 99%. It's done.
Well, what a way to galvanise support, like, especially, I mean, as an Aussie, I can understand. Australians absolutely love underdogs. We just do for some reason. We always cheer on the underdog.
Right.
So I can understand that. Especially in Australia, if there was any way you wanted to bolster support, just paint someone as the poor underdog, and we'll get behind them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if the media had not been so freaking full of themselves, if they had been like, okay, it could be tough because we're look at Trump's crowds. How could the polls be right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
It surprised everyone.
I don't think calling them all deplorables was a real good move by Clinton either. That would have pissed people off.
Yeah, when you take a giant portion of the country and say these people are irredeemable, not only are you going to piss off that giant portion of the country, but you're going to piss off the people who are friends of that portion of the country.
Exactly.
They're going, whoa, that was a little much, especially when Hillary Clinton was practically an SJW.
Yeah, spot on.
She ran on feminism. She ran on race issues. She ran on all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it must be crazy from over there watching all this.
It is, yeah. It's a bit of a spectacle, and it's you often get when you sort of stick your opinion in, like I tend to do. You often get people say, fuck off, cunt. You're not even American. What's it got to do with you? Well, it hasn't got as much to do with me, but it is the leader of the free world we're talking about. I think everyone's got a right to be concerned and to have an opinion.
Everybody in the free world has a little say, because generally speaking, we are the world's only superpower over here, and if we're fucking running off, then the world's got to know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's gonna cause problems. Yeah. So it sort of it does affect it will affect my life in one way, shape, or form.
So are people in Australia feeling fear on our elections as well, or is that just an American thing?
Oh, I think a lot of the fuckheads are. I mean, like there's a lot of some of the politicians, the more SJW type sort of politicians, made some stupid speeches and that sort of thing. But I don't know. I think Australians are generally open to see what happens, and I mean, I don't think most Australians have the tendency to sort of see things as doom and gloom as some of the American SJWs will. So there's certainly none of that.
Oh, God, the tears! Oh, the tears!
The fucking salty tears are beautiful.
Yeah,
but I mean, including myself, like I was never necessarily a I was never fully behind Trump. Go Trump. He's got to be the president. I always lent his way. More because I can't stand Hillary Clinton. I just thought, no, fuck that. She cannot be the president. But I was never gung ho about Trump. But I mean, now that he has won, you may as well get behind him. You may as well give him the support to do his job and see what happens.
Well, I mean, I was really not happy with Barack Obama becoming president. With the second time, the first time I was.
Is it because he was black?
No. The first time I voted for him. The first time I voted for him, and I voted for him because of the whole change thing. I was new. I just, I was just able to vote, and I was telling everybody I was going to vote for the other guy, but I was like, Obama, and hope for change and all that. But he really disappointed me with his first term, and I voted against him the second time.
Yeah.
When that happened, I said, well, you know what? He's my president. Done.
Yeah,
he's the leader of my country.
As you would, you'd get behind him, and that's what you should do. It's a bit sickening seeing people fucking chanting, not my president, and burning shit in the street. It's really disgusting. It's not your way. You're going against the way that your country's done things, and that's wrong.
Yeah, and America's going through an identity crisis right now in a lot of ways. And we're just coming to terms with a lot of the stuff that we've done in the past. A lot of the young people now are just like, well, you've got to pay for that. So, you can suffer a little bit. But
yeah, which is irrelevant. That's ridiculous.
It's nothing. It's nothing anymore. Just drop it.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. You can't control what someone did to someone's fucking ancestors. How ridiculous is that?
Exactly. It's just, okay, so I've got a lot of Irish in me, okay? And
so do I.
My dad is British, of British lineage. I don't look at him and go, you owe me reparations because you held my people captive.
But where do you stop? Like, where the fuck do you stop? Like,
right. What's the line? How far back?
Yeah.
Oh, and I love when these literal black racists are saying, well, white people, never has a white race been under slavery. Bullshit.
Yeah. I saw Andy Wolski did a good video on Cat Black, basically preaching that yesterday.
I fucking hate her. Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
Wait. Okay. So I thought I saw something. Is she trans?
Yep. Oh yeah, definitely.
Really? I didn't know that. I just saw her video and I was like, fuck this bitch, I'm doing a video.
Yeah. That's you just thought she was a very, very hefty masculine woman.
I could say something and it would be taken very racist, but I don't mean it as a race thing.
What's that then? We're all friends.
It's like a gorilla. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Look, it's not that far off reality, is it? I mean, it's not particularly racist. It's a fucking observation, and it's not a bad observation.
like the sugar tits version of Harambe. Like just some bows and some hair. That's basically what I saw. And again, I don't mean it as racist, and I hate that I have to preface it with that, but yeah, it's I just know my haters are going to be like, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, you got to preface fucking everything these days.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Or you give them fuel, I have to say, I don't mean that in a racist way. If a white guy looked like a gorilla, I'd call him a gorilla too.
Yeah. And the amount of like disclaimers that you hear some people use these days, it's like it's just some YouTube videos. They'll be speaking for literally 5 minutes before they start talking about their topic.
Right, it's like 5 minutes of I don't mean to be racist and I don't mean to be sexist.
yeah, and I obviously don't have the lived experiences of these people because I'm more privileged and my experience has been much fucking more. Oh, fuck off, cunt! Just fucking say what you want.
I like when you keep questioning people. Is privilege like something you can calculate? Can I make an algorithm?
Yeah, and apparently it's not. But they can point out that. They can point out that I'm X amount of times more privileged than you, or vice versa. But you're not allowed to sit down at the end of the day and do the sums and compare. That's just wrong.
Right. Well, okay. So let's go through where I come from. I'm part Native American. I'm part Irish. I'm bisexual.
I'm just a brain on a wheelchair. I'm better than all of you.
How many oppression points do I get, Bearing, please? Give me brownie points.
Yeah, and it's like because they just seem to know that, like, and because no one's allowed to do the calculation. That's blasphemy. But
right,
they just know. It's like they've got this head SJW accountant that has this special fucking privilege calculator, and he's sitting there just punching out equations all day, fucking barking out orders. You can't do them on paper because it's too complicated.
The ticker paper.
Yeah, the old fashioned.
Oh fuck! You have this many oppression points, and they're gone.
That's it.
Oh fuck. Yeah. So it to me that just seems like the craziest fucking thing is these people. Well, like that woman with the hula thing.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Oh, well, you're Asian. Well, you should know. And then she kept hating on him, calling him racist. Well, how can he be racist?
Yeah.
Power
he can be racist, but he wasn't. That's the point. You know, he wasn't racist. You know, he's got a fucking hula girl on his dashboard.
I'm saying by their logic, he can't be racist because because power plus privilege equals racism or something like that, and he didn't have either because he was Asian.
Good point. It doesn't get a bit confusing when you sort of insert yourself into this SJW world from time to time and argue based on what they see.
Yeah, you have to hold up this entire like hypothetical reality and be like, let's put this here and then we'll discuss it.
And I think the thinking is that hopefully once I sort of beat them at their own game, then I can extract them into reality and beat them in the real world as well.
Right. Once
you never get that far. You just can't beat them because they're right.
Yeah, you're fighting Freddy Krueger. You got to take it out of the dreamland and then kill it in real life.
Exactly.
Oh my, yeah, and that's the thing. So you have to, and there's these new definitions for words, and how is a society supposed to function on that little information?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said in your video, you can't assume anything. You can't ask anything. You're not supposed to recognize the difference. How the fuck are you supposed to talk about the difference?
That was the Cheska Lee one, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, she. I'd love to sort of hold her to account. I'd love to see her, you know, directly ask that question and forced to answer it, because she really gives you no option, does she? You're not allowed to assume someone's race. You're not allowed to ask where someone's from.
Yeah.
So the obvious solution there is to not talk about or acknowledge race at all. But we've got to talk about race. Otherwise, otherwise we're perpetuating racism. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? How do you do that? It's impossible.
That goes back to the same fucking thing that, you know, it's just, you can't win with the people. They've set the system up for everybody else to fail. And that's fucked up. Now, oh God, I lost what I was thinking. Shit.
I'm sorry, Doctor in the chat, but Francesca is not hot. She's just not hot. I can admit some hotness with Lacey Green, but I can't with Francesca.
Those tits. Lacey Green?
Hey?
Those Lacey Green's tits? Nice.
Oh yeah. But she's every now and again she looks all right. She hasn't got this horrible face, but she's got this weird thing where she looks all right one video and then the next video she's just fucked again. It's really weird.
Yeah, that's
Francesca is way hotter than Lacey, mate. You're freaking insane. That's
get out of here.
That's
ban this guy. No. You're banned. Yeah. No.
What can't I ban Yusuf?
Oh man. So yeah, it's just, you see this and you're supposed to live within these rules or else you're a bigot. And people are going to fight back against this. What do you expect?
Yeah, spot on. That's what we've seen. It's been the sort of culmination of that so far with the election of Trump, hasn't it?
Yusuf, you cunt. What? He said fuck you, Brad and Bering, so I was calling him a cunt.
Fuck you too.
Yeah, you've seen it with this election. People are fighting back. And they've done so silently through their vote, but it really threw a wrench in the system. Yeah.
See, Sinatra says it well. Lacey Green with makeup and hair done, solid 8 out of 10. That's exactly. Yeah. As long as she's not in one of her fat days. Some days she has like a fat day where she's got this just blob round thing of a head, and that's, it doesn't matter how much makeup that she's just fucked on those days. But if she's not having a fat day and she does all that, I agree. 80s about right.
Surprisingly, Lacey hasn't blocked me on Twitter yet, even though I have trolled her Twitter so hard.
I don't think she's blocked me either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
don't think she has.
She uploaded this picture where she cut her own hair. And she was like, cutting her own hair saves her $6,000 or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, it's a nice haircut. It's a shame it's on you, though. Oh my God, her fans started white knighting the shit out of me. I was like, ooh, I stirred a hornet's nest. This is fun.
Yeah, she hasn't blocked me. I'm just on her Twitter now. See, there's a photo on her Twitter. It's like the second one down. It's just fucking. It's a nightmare. It's fuck that. But like, yeah, a few days, like in that one where she spazzed out over the election, she wasn't bad. You know, I rated her.
Well, see, I would be afraid of having sex with her because
Of course you would. Of course you would. Of course you would. Fuck that.
It was rape. What? You kept saying yes. I asked you every 2 seconds. Are you okay? Because I knew you'd pull this shit, bitch.
Between the possibility of getting accused of rape and the possibility of fucking contracting some STD, you know, you'd have to be worried, wouldn't you?
Right. Well, she's always worried about, not being able to get her AIDS tests. I'm like, yeah. I get you. You got to worry about that being a slut.
I mean, for someone that talks about fucking STDs so much, you know, how did you learn about all this, Lacey? Where did this knowledge come from?
What made you concerned with this, Lacey?
Yeah.
And yeah, she's just fucking nuts, man. But I have this joke in my videos where every time she comes on the screen for the first time, I play that Office clip where Steve Carell's yelling, "No, no, no!"
Oh, yeah.
And I do that every time. That's like a thing I do, and it seems to piss her off because every video I do that in, it has 1 dislike, but I always tag her. So I'm like, wow. So I took a screenshot of it and I wrote across it, "Lacey, please stop."
Yeah, you're pressing me.
Yeah, you're
off.
So what are you I mean, you just crank out videos. How do you do that?
I like making them. I can make them pretty quick, and I can do it because there's no, like, I don't have to sit down and write a script for a video. It's just me. There's no acting. I mean, I might sort of be a bit more pronounced in my opinions and that sort of thing in my videos, but I'm not. It's certainly not a put on. It's not a character. It's not a written character. You know. So it's just it's literally like me just sitting down and watching a video and commenting on it. I mean, I do that to heaps of videos a day. It's just, I record a few of them.
So Dr. Domino actually discovered my secret on the reason why I chose Brad over Chad or any other play on the word Vlad. It was your video.
What's this?
So I'm Brad the Impaler. I was going to choose Chad, but I decided on Brad because of the Brad and Sarah, the TEDx talk thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the TEDx talk. Yeah.
And the first video I did, or the first thing I said on Twitter was I was arguing with one of the first things I said with Twitter was I was arguing with Tim about, I've been in the Brad situation where I've been drunk as fuck and couldn't remember having sex with the girl. Woke up, regretted it. Well, is that rape? Yeah. Did that bitch rape me? You know what I'm saying?
What did Tim say? What was Tim's take on it?
Oh, Tim was like, well, it really matters what you feel about it. Do you feel like you were raped? I'm like, wait, so it matters? Your feelings is what matters?
Of course it does. Yeah,
your feelings shouldn't matter in law. Your feelings shouldn't matter in when you're talking about court cases, which is what this was supposed to be. But he didn't want to keep going over that issue, but he kept wanting to dog you and your fans. He kept wanting to say, well, Bering's a bully, and I just want to stop this stuff with Bering. And I'm like, then stop making videos and stop talking about it on my stream.
Yeah. No, I and everyone who watches me are cunts. Yeah, I've got to admit that. Ranting Monkey asked a question: do you use a script at all? I do, but it's only in short bursts. So I won't sit down and write a full script. I'll sit down and watch a video and come up with, say, a line or at most a couple of lines, and I'll write it out and I'll read it as I'm recording it. But it's more just for to use as a guide, so I don't fuck words up and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I use a script. But so I write out this big extensive script with all the different little animations I'm going to do and everything. And then I say, fuck that. And I don't use it. That's essentially what happens.
Yeah, that's what I'd end up doing if I wrote a script. I find you've got to having that spontaneity really helps. But
Yeah.
so
It actually drives the passion out, or otherwise they can hear it.
Yeah.
You're monotone. You don't care.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I've got the little South Park avatar. I can make a bunch of them, and I decided to do the animation. So that's why I did that.
So is there somewhere? Do you just do that freehand, or is there some sort of generator?
There's the generator.
Is there really?
There is. Yep. So I just sit there and I just keep customizing a new avatar every time. And
is this one based on you? Are you a black-haired cunt with glasses?
Yes.
There you go.
So it looks like me, but it's not me.
Yeah.
I
didn't think it was a lifelike image.
Right. No. Yeah, no, that was taken by a professional photographer. Don't you recognize airbrushing when you see it, Bearing?
Yeah.
I gotta look good.
It was a good hair day that day.
Right. So yeah, it's just it's when I was like, what am I going to do? I want to be anonymous, but I don't want to have just a still image sitting there because I feel that could be boring. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'll get a little avatar and I'll get like 40 or 50 images and I'll animate him throughout what he's saying, and he just gets angrier and angrier.
Yeah, I think people are going to be looking for that generator now.
They probably southparkstudios.com, I think it is.
Oh, it's actually an official South Park.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it's the official South Park thing.
There you go.
So yeah, that's I like doing that. I like animating the little guy, but I can't do that for extensive talks. So that's why I do the diving in where it's kind of no animation and I just talk. Yeah,
that's it. Well, it's really only a side distraction. The old avatar, isn't it? I mean, it's really about what you're saying.
Yeah. There's. I mean, I throw a little bit of comedy in with the animation, but it's really about what's going on, what's being said, and what we should be paying attention to.
That's it. Well, I better think about wrapping it up soon, mate. I've got Sugar Tits has made me some dinner. I think she's starting to give me the eye. So.
Definitely, man. Well, it's been great. I mean, I could do this forever, so it's been fun.
Yeah, but we'll definitely do it again. It's been fun chatting with you, man. So
definitely. So everyone, if you're not already subscribed to Bearing, subscribe to him, subscribe to me, and
subscribe to you. More importantly,
thanks for coming on, Bearing.
No, it's my pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, bye.
All right, see you, mate.